What is poppin', y'all? It is your man, Cloudboy Bales, and welcome to another episode of Wisco Sports Weekly. Happy Victory Monday, obviously. I think it was a little too late last night. I decided to wait until today to discuss the game, but what a great victory by the Green Bay Packers. It's exactly what you needed this late into the season. A lot of people are like, they can't beat a team over 500. This team's not that good. They haven't been able to do that. They couldn't beat Detroit, Minnesota, Eagles, obviously the top three teams in the league. A lot of people are saying that, like, oh man, the Packers they're really fraudulent. But they went into Seattle, a place that is so loud that it's hard to even win games there sometimes. But for some reason, there were more Packers fans than Seahawks fans at this game, and I guess the Packers were able to get the victory. By the start of the game, it was extremely loud, and by the end of the game, all I heard was "Go Pack Go." So I guess you can say, well done, Packers. Well done. Jordan Love led the day, 20-27, 229 yards, and 2 touchdowns and a carry for 4. I guess you could say that's a good day for Jordan Love. He did what we needed to do. That was very important. Josh Jacobs also had another unbelievable day on the ground. 26 carries, 94 yards, and a touchdown, and 4 catches for 42 yards. He did have a fumble, unfortunately, that gave the Seattle some life. But again, Packers were able to get the victory here. Also, a good day for a lot of the receivers. They did some good things. Not as much as everything else, but, it was very important. Christian Watson led the day receiving, 3 catches for 56 yards, 3 catches for 40 yards, and both the 2 touchdowns went to Romeo Doubs today with an unbelievable catch for the second one for sure. Tucker Kraft, 2 for 34. Jayden Reed had 5 for 34, as well as 3 carries for 27 yards. Dontavian Wicks, 2 for 14. And then not much from everybody else on the other hand. On the defensive side, Edgerrin Cooper led the way. 7 total tackles, a sack, 2 tackles for loss, 2 passes defended, 2 quarterback hits, and an interception. Edgerrin Cooper gives my game ball today. 100% Edgerrin Cooper gets my game ball today. I don't even think there's a single solitary. He's the reason why we won this game. I don't even think. I said that this Edgerrin Cooper guy is going to be literally the best defensive rookie. He is going to be the best defensive rookie. I am excited to see what he can bring. When he's in there, he makes an impact. He's fast. He's agile. I'm so excited to see what he can do. And I think that's what's really important. Kingsley Enagbare also had 5 tackles and 3 tackles for loss and 2 sacks for Kingsley Enagbare. Another fantastic day for him. How about the defense? 7 sacks in total. 1 for Cooper, 2 for Enagbare, 1 for Rashawn Gary, 1 for Brendan Cox, 1 for Devontae Wyatt, and 1 for Carl Brooks. I don't even know what you can say. This is just unbelievable. And then Edgerrin Cooper and Carrington Valentine both got their first career interceptions as well. On the other note, Brandon McManus was 3 of 3 from field goals, and Daniel Whelan had 4 punts, including 1 inside the 20. That was good for what needed to be done. On the Seattle side, Geno Smith, before his injury, went 15 of 19 for 149 yards and an interception and a carry for 5 yards. Sam Howell obviously had to replace Geno Smith's injury. Hopefully he is okay. That would be a big loss for Seattle. 5 of 14, 24 yards, and an interception, a carry for 2 yards. And you know what? Neither quarterback did as much, but I guess you could say the Packers defense really came away when they needed to. Zach Charbonnet, 8 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown as a catch for 12. And then Jackson Smith-Njigba, 10 catches for 83 yards. DK Metcalf had 3 for 28. Tyler Lockett, a catch for 22. Noah Fant, 3 catches for 15. And that's pretty much all that's pretty much most important. No sacks for the Seattle defense. Ernest Jones led the way with 9 total tackles. Kobe Bryant had 8. Julian Love and Leonard Williams and Jaron Reed all had 7. And kicker Myers was 2 of 2 from the day, as well as their punter having about 6 punts, but that's a lot of yards. But most importantly, the Packers dominated this game and led the whole way. They went into this game, they ran the ball with Josh Jacobs as expected. Jacobs has been such a difference maker. He is really the reason why the Packers offense is feeling more comfortable. Love, has gotten more comfortable as it is. In the last 4 games, including this one, Love has not committed a turnover, which is just fantastic. You could just call him the Toyota-thon merchant at this point. But Jordan Love really stepped up when he needed to. He didn't have an outstanding game, but when he played well, as when he played good up to the point as he needed to. And I think that was what was really important. The key moment of this game was, there were some moments I felt like the game could have ended. We were up 20. I think we were up by 23-6 or whatever. We had the ball back, and it was like, okay, clearly it's looking like we're going to win the game. And then Jacobs fumbles, and they got the ball back. They went right down the field and scored. And then all of a sudden, we were losing our momentum. And then all of a sudden, they got the ball back, and it's like, okay, what's going to happen now? And then Edgerrin Cooper with the big interception. That's was the big part of this game. Having Romeo Doubs coming back from injury, him showing why he is important to the team is definitely why he's there was definitely important, and Edgerrin Cooper as well. Evan Williams did struggle a little today, but hopefully we get Javon Bullard back sooner than later, as well as Jair Alexander. We didn't have Jair Alexander and Javon Bullard today. Quay Walker did leave the game with an injury. Hopefully it's just something minor. And then we saw Christian Watson get injured again, but thankfully he just said it was someone took a cleat to his shin and he's okay. It was just a little bruise and he should be fine, but that's important. Love has been able to do what he's been able to do, and I think, his confidence is going to grow, and, we're starting to see exactly the same pattern as what we saw last year. So a struggling start, and now he's starting to really fit well and really trust everybody, and I think that's what's really important. Good job, Pack. That's what's very important. Packers are now 10-4. Seattle drops to 8-6 and now out of playoff. I think they're actually out of the playoff contention. I think the Rams have the tiebreaker, if I'm correct now. So now they're out of actually the playoffs contention right now. Still the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears, they do play tonight, Monday Night Football. So yet we have to obviously find out what happens on their end. The Detroit Lions did lose yesterday to the Buffalo Bills. I guess the only way to beat the Lions is to score more points than they do. So I guess but yet again, the Lions are becoming more crippled and crippled to this day. They literally are losing so many people to injuries right now. It's starting to really be the kryptonite of the Lions right now. We don't know what will happen in this end, but the Lions, they are starting to maybe crumble a little bit. The Vikings are obviously, they get a win. I think the Lions still got the tiebreaker because they won, but it's going to come down. It might even come down to the end. With these injuries, the Lions could lose out. It's very possible. And the Packers trying to put themselves into the postseason, they need to win out in order to get in. It's very possible because they still got to face Minnesota. If we beat Minnesota, we'll have the tiebreaker against them. So possibly, if they win out, there is a small little chance they can win the division. A small chance. Do I think the Packers need to start acting like we need to start playing better on the road because the road victories I think are going to be more important? Yes. I think it's important. we have 2 more home games. We got the Saints next week on Monday Night Football. We got the Vikings on the road, which will be a huge game that could really determine the division if they. And then you got, the Chicago Bears at home, and that's obviously important because you still want to be able to sweep the Bears. It's very possible that they can win out, but what's also important is playing at your best ability, and that's what I think is so important. It's possible the Lions lose out. It's possible the Vikings lose out. But but right now, I think it's going to be the wild card spot. I just hope that we don't drop to like the 7 seed, because then we would likely be facing Detroit or Philly. And that's why I think it's important you'd want to face a team maybe like the Rams or the Buccaneers. It's more reasonable. But anyways, a lot can happen in these final 3 weeks. The Saints next week at home on Monday Night Football. Hopefully they'll win that one. The Packers percentage chance I think is like at 98. We just need the Falcons to lose tonight. The Falcons have to lose tonight, but I think it's getting closer and closer to figuring out where things lie. Hopefully we clinch sooner than later so we don't have to really worry, and things are slowly starting to turn in the right direction for the Packers. So if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment your thoughts, and as always, we will see you next time